Hand off! What?
This is Barry. This is a series that has the most creative action scenes in recent times. Barry is not a series with a crazy budget like Game of Thrones. Barry's action scenes are not heavily VFX based, over-the-top, spectacle-based, high-octane action scenes like Game of Thrones, Avengers, or Justice League. Still, Barry manages to create masterpiece action set pieces every single time. Let's talk about them. Before starting to talk about them, let me give you a spoiler warning. 3, 2, 1. What is the best thing about Barry's action scenes? There are lots of aspects to choose from, but I'll say that one of the best standout features of Barry's action scenes is the unconventional settings and hardcore realism. Barry has some of the best action scenes in the history of film and series, but most of them are in pretty weird places or in very unusual situations. For example, one of the best action set pieces in history is from the episode Ronnie Lily, which is the 5th episode of 2nd season of Barry. The whole episode is one big action set piece and it is brilliant. Typically, Barry is a hardcore hitman, but in this episode, Barry does not want to kill the target, so he goes into the target's house without any weapon. There is a crazy good reveal of the target's past. The target is a professional martial arts expert. Then he tells the target to escape and he does not want to kill him. Just when he thought he managed to convince him, then this happened.
It's kind of a little fun game to see which one's which.
After fighting with him and breaking his windpipe, he starts to leave the house and then he fights with this kid. Guess what? This kid turns out to be a badass martial arts expert just like his father. The story of writing this scene and finding the stunt girl is really interesting too. Bill Hader, who plays Barry in this series, also directed and co-wrote this episode. So he said during the shooting of season 1, one of the stunt guys said to him that there was a cool little girl whose parents were stunt people. If you ever need someone like her, then let me know. So when he was writing the Ronnie Lily episode, he thought about the idea of a little crazy beast-like child who could beat the hell out of Barry. Then this scene came to life.
So then I had that in my head, so when I was writing this, and then I went, well, what if there's a little girl and she was this girl Wade told me about and she beats the shit out of Barry?
The whole episode is full of well-written and well-choreographed action scenes. When Barry fights with the same guy in the departmental store, that scene is also brilliant. The departmental store's action scene starts just out of nowhere. It is completely whimsical. The show's creators have intentionally placed Barry in situations that you wouldn't typically have anything to do with combat scenes. This adds an extra layer of complexity and unpredictability to the action of Barry. Another masterpiece action scene takes place in season 3 episode 6. The intense motorcycle chase has to be one of the most realistic motorcycle chases. Not only that, there are some crazy humorous scenes in the action scenes. This is another magnificent aspect of Barry, the humor of Barry. During the beginning of Bill's career, he worked at the show SNL. That means Bill is good with humor. You can obviously guess it from his sketches on SNL. He is a fantastic comedian, but he has one more thing which is unique. That thing is the vision of combining action with humor. Not everyone can do this. Even with a $200 million budget, people often fail to create wonderful, meaningful, humorous situations with relevant types of action scenes. Mixing humor with action is a very tough job to handle. You have to walk on a very thin line for that. Just a little more or a little less can destroy the scene. Bill Hader handles that brilliantly. The motorcycle scene has no background score, only the sounds of the actions that are happening. The sound of the motorcycle, the bullet sound. With that choice, Bill Hader immediately made this scene way more focused. This is also another good choice to show that the audience knows this is an action scene. You don't need an intense background score to tell people that this is intense. In that scene, when one guy tries to pass the gun to a running biker, he fails miserably. In every other action movie or series, you would get a cool action scene if someone passes a weapon to a running person. But in Barry, things do not always go according to plan. People make mistakes often. Making mistakes creates even more interesting action action moments. Not everything has to be over the top and not everything has to be a perfect action sequence like this one. Something can be as tacky, silly and accidental as this one and still can be an epic moment if you handle it properly. The shootout scene in prison takes place in season 4 episode 3. Barry goes to prison and almost cuts a deal with the law. He wants a witness protection deal. When the deal is almost done, then these and these happen. Another pure signature Barry moment. In this series, Bill Hader and Alec Berg redefined the action sequences. They did not go for any traditional over-the-top cool-looking action sequence. They invested time and effort in the screenplay. They wrote some of the greatest moments in the history of visual mediums, and then they creatively made those writings into interesting visuals. Thank you for making Barry, guys. This was brilliant. Thanks for watching this video. Let us know what is your most favorite action sequence of all time. If you like this video, please like here and subscribe to our channel for more movie and TV series related content like this.